You've reached call in Mockery.
Three, two, one, and we are recording. So we do have a lot to talk about.
Mhm.
You said,
Oh, I noticed that if I talk like this, I'm getting I've noticed, I finally figured out what redlining means. If I go like, ah, then I see a little red nub on my screen.
Yeah.
And people like that? Is that the case?
Yeah, they like it, especially when they just told you they have a searing migraine.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Yum, yum,
And-
yum, yum. Give me some
Their
milk.
earbud
Yum, yum,
is
yum, yum.
right
Give me some
in
milk.
their ear on the side of their head that is killing them. Hypothetically.
Well, that's the thing is if I wanted people to know early that redlining can happen. So if maybe they have a migraine that just came on because of maybe a certain, I don't know, they bought a new TV and maybe it's sort of, it's doing something to their eyes that they're not used to. The brights are too bright, the blacks are too black. Just, I think they should know going into this, is this the time I want to listen to or record a podcast?
Right. Let me just turn you way down.
I wonder if I can turn myself. I won't even touch it. You've got the power.
Well, here's the crazy thing too. That's something you don't think about before you remember that show Yes Dear?
Mm-hmm.
And that there was a funny episode where one of the guys he really wanted to write a song. He had a list of things he wanted to do. And that he never did. And he wanted to write a song. And at the end of the episode, someone comes in and sings the song that he wrote. And it was something like, "These are things I think about at work."
Mm-hmm.
This would not be on the list. My OLED TV kills me. That's not something that someone would think about. Yeah,
right.
my eyes just can't handle seeing perfect contrast.
There's got to be something. Do you think it's do you have the motion smoothing turned off? And I hope that if anyone out there gets their parents a TV for Christmas, they do the god honest thing and turn motion smoothing off.
Of course I turned it off.
Okay, so that's probably it.
I have to turn it on.
Here's something. Do you want to see something that people ask Google?
Sure.
Is the new Home Alone in theaters? Interesting. We'll get into that in a little bit later.
Yeah. One of the other things that was in that song that always stuck with me is, "I never met Pierce Brosnan. Got a feeling he's kind of a jerk. These are things I think about at work."
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Pierce Brosnan is kind of known as one of Hollywood's nice guys.
Right.
So that's kind of sucks. I didn't know that. I just took the show Yes Dear's word for it.
That's right, Jimmy. Now that you've crossed a couple of those things off your list, I have to admit I'm really rooting for you. So when I found out there was going to be a singer shooting a music video on the lot today, I got it. Well, me. Another morning in my security box.
That's enough.
I was gonna say, do you want me to play it?
That's the song "Things I Think About at Work.mp4."
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I'm watching it on YouTube. I guess that is. So someone must have saved this for themselves and thought, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm giving it to the world. Wow. Landon.
Yeah.
This will truly, this is truly something that we need to talk about for our fans.
Okay.
On this YouTube video, and people go go look up Slay Rex 9989's Things I Think About at Work.mp4 video. There's a comment from 6 years ago.
Whoa, whoops. I just got to it. Go ahead, read it off with the people.
Okay, 6 years ago, January 26, 2016. Rest in peace. Rest in sweet peace, Abe Vigoda. When I heard, I have to admit, as much as I remember him from Barney Miller, this episode and Jimmy's song stuck in my head. Godspeed, Abe.
Godspeed.
Wow. Godspeed, Abe.
I wonder if Abe Vigoda's still alive. I wonder if there's any donuts left on stage 5. The movie Memento had a very confusing story. Will Joe Gibbs bring the Redskins back to glory? I never met Pierce Brosnan. Got the feeling he's kind of a jerk. These are things I think about at work. I think Mr. T could take Russell Crowe in a fight, don't you? I'd like to be Mr. Britney Spears for just one night. I've always thought that guinea pigs were odd. They don't even look like pigs. The man who invented outrageous is a god. If I were Hercules, all my best friends could just call me Herc. These are things I think about at work. Oh! I used to have a next door neighbor.
What if we don't say anything ever again?
And then it fades out into the theme song and the show's over.
It's fun. It's a funny song. I mean, I got to give it up to the people over at Yes Dear.
It reeks of something that one of the writers in the writers room. They Bantha Poodoo, who was in the writers room on Yes Dear for I think 4 years. They were probably working on a stand-up bit, kind of like a lot of stand-up at the time was someone playing a couple chords on the guitar while they kind of made some observations. And this sounds like this is what they were working on, but they thought, you know what? This sounds like something Yes Dear would write on the show.
On the show, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, we're all just trying to make our nut, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So thanks to John Hyatt for performing that song for us today. We're all just thanks for coming out here making your nut. Well, so John Hyatt also has a song on the side here that's called "Since His Penis Came Between Us." So maybe I'm not too far off. That's got 1.5 million views.
John Hyatt. Well, there's another song from Yes Dear. Look, I watched Yes Dear. I'm just going to say it now.
What?
And there's another song that I learned from Yes Dear, and I'll play it for you right now. Did you get all that?
Mm-hmm. You wrote that?
Yeah. I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Write what you know. They tell you that. Write what you know. And sometimes the artistic process, you have to just get some things off of your chest or your chesticles.
Oh, Landon, we're going into the holiday season. Isn't that always the case?
Holiday season. And Santa Claus is coming to town. Don't forget to turn your frown upside down.
Turn your butt crack sideways. Butt crack sideways.
Boom, jacka, doom, jacka.
Speaking of them, as I just said, hey, speaking of the holidays coming, as the Beach Boys once said, Christmas comes this time each year.
That's right. That's right.
One of the greatest One of the greatest Christmas songs ever is when the Beach Boys reminded us that Christmas comes at the same time each year. It's true.
My favorite part of that, Mr. Trunk
Yes.
Jr., is that when the little guy, no, the low guy says of Santa, re Santa, he don't miss no one. He don't miss no one.
He don't miss no one. It's true. He doesn't miss anybody. He really doesn't. He brought Melania a new car. He brought Ben and the trumpet. He brought Donald Jr., John Bailey. He brought Eric. Well, you know what Eric wanted, everybody.
What did he want? What did he want? Look, is it about that time that we talk about the collective, I don't know, 6'3" elephant in the room? Yeah.
Go on, bring it up.
I say collective because one of them is about 5'8" and the other's about 2 foot.
I'll say, though, 6'3". I'll say.
Did we watch SNL?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
The two most funniest stars to ever come out of SNL.
So, if you are out there and you hate this part of the show, skip forward about 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna need a wide swath. That's what my doctor told me. That's the weird part of the Beach Boys Christmas song when the low guy goes, "That's what my doctor told me."
Yeah, when he talks about how the air is thick up north.
Well, the air up north is so thick.
That's what my doctor told me.
And then there's the little guy in the background going, Christmas comes this time each year. It's like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
So,
who cares?
Speaking of holiday stuff, yes, SNL. Should we talk about it? We ought to, right? That's what we basically do.
Right. We talk about SNL, then we do bits that we'd like to be on SNL.
Yeah.
Which is why the show is called Colin Mockery.
What'd you think? They marched Steve Martin and Martin Short out as a group host. And that's just fun.
Have they ever done that before? Had two hosts?
I don't know. I'm not going to look it up.
Me neither. I just can't get on my computer when we're potting. It's fun to think that it is the first time, though.
If it is, it should be. Wait,
right.
If it's not, it should be.
Right. And if it is, it should be.
It should be.
Mm-hmm. You said nothing wrong.
Because Steve and Martin, they do their show together.
Yeah, Steve and Martin, they do their show together.
Steve and Martin. That's it. Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah, Steve and Martin.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Steve and Martin.
I've yet to say one thing wrong.
No, I'm telling you, you're completely correct. Steve and Martin. Those
you can't
two
be
guys
doing this to me.
Those two hosts, Steve and Martin.
Don't be doing this to me. Don't you
Why,
know
in front of all our fans?
Yes.
Oh, you're having pangs.
I'm having brain damage.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, do you think... Look, we'll get back to SNL in a second, but I have to ask this. Do you think that after the success of the dual host SNL thing that they did, is that why Dave Chappelle brought Elon Musk out at his stand-up show?
Yeah, he watched the episode and he goes, "That's what I did wrong." That's why nobody liked the set of stand-up that I did when I did a fake version for the first group, and then I tricked them on the second go.
And then he said, "I know I'll get the second best SNL host.
And then they did a little bit. He's like, "Hi, I just wanted to welcome everybody to, come on down to Shake Town."
Did you see it?
I did not watch it yet. I read the headline and went, "Oh no."
That's my favorite 3 words I've ever heard. I'm Rick. He's trying to say I'm rich. He can't. I don't know. It's just funny.
It's a lot more people booing than I thought were going to be booing.
Oh my god! If you go watch the video. It makes you sweat because it's so bad.
That's why I was scared to watch it. I said, "No, I can't."
But my question is, what? Even if everyone cheered, what was going to happen?
I guess
were they going to do a song or something? Like, what are you bringing him out for?
Because we've talked about Dave Chappelle doesn't tell jokes anymore. He talks about things that have happened to him.
To him.
A very specific, not in a way that's like, yes, I'm famous and crazy things happen to me and you will find them funny.
No.
Just like his manager didn't sign a contract right. So the last show he did, he only got $300,000 instead of $3.5 million. And then people sit in the audience going, yeah. And then he stops and just thinks about it for a while.
Slaps his microphone against his leg, laughing at his own jokes. The guy's lost it. I hate to finally say it after all this time.
Why did he bring him out on stage? He must have known something was going to happen.
Well, it just shows how out of touch both of them are. That they just like, no, everyone's still like me. I can do no wrong. That's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And then Dave Chappelle also thinks that. It's just kind of, it's cringe, buddy.
It's cringe, buddy, and we live in the darkest timeline, and the simulation truly has the simulation has made a simulation of itself, a simulacrum of.
We are all simulacra.
We're all simulacrum in this sort of metaphysical goo that is actually probably a Tesla.net Oculus game.
We are all.
Turn the cameras off.
We are all Mark Zuckerberg's wet dream.
Dee, dee, dee. Dee, dee, dee.
Joey, do you hear that?
Whoa! It's Trent Reznor. Dee, dee, dee. Hey, I have an idea. Drop the in its Facebook, and that's cleaner.
Hey, it's me, Trent Reznor. I just wanted to show you this really cool behind the scenes video of how I made the score for The Social Network. Instead of just fading out the piano and the song,
I walked it across the street.
I had a guy, as I'm playing, ding, ding. A guy's walking the microphone back from the piano until he's in the bathroom of the recording studio. That's okay. Yeah, okay. Sure. That makes it cooler. I'm sick of all this stuff. Just, we have the tools to make stuff easier. Just do it. That's not how freaking Bach would have done it. Well, I'm going to show you the back of my hand. Whoosh.
As someone on a condom that
what? What are you talking about?
As someone said on a condom today, what did you get?
What?
Landon, am I speaking a different language? As someone said on a condom today.
I don't
You
know.
look at me, you're laughing. It's like you don't get what I'm saying.
As
As someone said
on a condom today.
As someone said, so I tried to say the word comment and random at the same time.
Thank you.
Comment turned into random, which became condom.
Mm-hmm.
And condominium. It could be lots of different things. But as someone said on the internet today that I read a comment from, there we go. YouTube changed film editing more than George Méliès.
No.
So please do not talk about TikTok in such a passive, a shunning way, a children's plaything, because it will soon change the way we do everything. Okay.
Hey, you remember I was talking about everything everywhere all at once as
use.
You remember I said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it felt like a flipping through TikTok as she's transforming, going through the multiverse, flipping through different instances of herself, and it's almost like a reflection of our own sort of vicarious self-identification and the constant swiping through other people's lives, hoping, wishing, dreaming that it could be us. That's basically what that movie's about. Yep, I already said that. So,
Landon, that is something that the Daniels did with such intent and such fervor that it can only be said twice, once for each of them.
I want to know. First of all, I'm changing my name to Joey. So we can go by the Joeys. Second, I want to know what YouTube video you were watching that the comments said something about YouTube being more influential than George Milhouse or whatever you said.
I was watching a video on a new editing software. And I watch this whole video and I read this whole article and I go down to the comments, and the first comment is, because it's for your iPad.
Oh,
I'm not going to get into it because most of our listeners, they don't. This is not their wheelhouse.
No, it's their millhouse.
They're meat packers. They are
mill workers.
Mm-hmm. They are. You know how you buy steel cut oats? Someone's got to do it. So I get down to the comments, and the first comment is, "Why? So I can edit my fart to put on TikTok." And then the person under that said, "Please do not talk about TikTok this way. I'm sick of TikTok being bad-mouthed. Wow. YouTube has done more for film than George Méliès." And to that I say, no shit. The first guy to make a movie, 1 million. There's 20 million videos uploaded to YouTube every day. You don't think there's more variety in there than a guy that put a cheese man on the moon? No duh. Do not talk about TikTok that way. Yeah, everything goes fast. Just get out of here. Bring back the $5 footlong. You know? Go back to when things were simpler. I want to read the movie times in the newspaper, and I want my footlong to be $5.
Thank you. Yes. And you know what? If I could go back in time, there would. People always say that. What would you do? What would you do? I'd go back and kill a baby that looked like Hitler. And you're like, well, that's not going to change anything. I'd go back and I'd smother someone that looked like Hitler's right-hand man.
I was trying to explain to you yesterday, I don't know if you remember this, but I was trying to explain the paradox of time travel. And I told you the simple, we kind of, just the fact that I said, if you were to go back in time and kill your grandpa before your parents were born, you would not exist. And then who killed your grandpa? And you said to me, so I can't go back in time and kill Hitler?
Right.
And I was just really confused by that.
Right. No, so you have to go back in time and kill someone that looks like Hitler as a baby.
Right.
Duh.
Maybe they smell the marker and there's
And then-
a little something on their lip.
And
so you have to go back there.
I was especially confused because I thought you said paradockers. I was wearing Dickies. So I thought you were talking about my pair of Dickies that I was wearing, but because you said paradox. But I thought you said
I said, have you heard of the time paradockers? And you said, what? And I said, well, if you went back in time and you killed your grandpa, and you were just like, what?
Yeah. It's like, these are Dickies, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway,
and I should have known because I had the loop for your hammer.
Yes. Thank you. And but the point is, if I could go back in time, the only thing I would do is I would go up to a little guy's house by the name of Henry Clay Henry. He's a fireman and a Jared fan from Subway. I would tell him not to do that commercial. Forever you will be known as a Jared fan. Right now that seems fine. Right now you're being groomed to take over the Subway empire. That's not going to work out for you, Clay. And you do not want to be associated with the fact that you are a fan of Jared.
So that's what you would do. That's the one thing you would do.
Well, he's a fireman. He's a hero. We don't need him in the same breath as Jared.
Of course, there's the guy that likes Jared. Saved 100 kids, and they said, yeah, but...
Henry, he's a fireman and a Jared fan from Subway. He got real big on burgers and fries. Now he's down to a smaller size. Gets his might from his veggie delight. Great taste each day from his local Subway. He's Henry, Clay Henry.
With the help of exercise and the great taste of Subway's 7 sandwiches with just 6 grams...
That wouldn't exist if it were up to me.
And you know these firefighters, they're jokesters, right?
Oh, they're pulling more pranks than George Clooney.
So I'm sure they've replaced his alarm clock more times than he can count.
Oh my God.
With that song.
Henry, Clay Henry.
He wants to wake up to the song. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices. But it's Henry Clay Henry.
He's a fireman and a Jared fan from Subway.
He's a fireman and a Jared fan.
From Subway.
Yeah.
Just to really make it clear. Because, like, even now you could be like, well, Jared fan, he went to Jared's. You know, he got his engagement ring at Jared's.
Is his name?
No. From Subway.
What's his name?
Jared?
The other guy.
Clay Henry?
His name's Clay Henry.
Henry Clay Henry. He's a fireman and a Jared fan from Subway. Got real big on burgers and fries. Now he's down to his baller size. He's Henry Clay Henry.
His name is... I'll say this. A hamburger is no more or less healthy than... He's eating more food this way.
I just heard an interview with someone that said, like, they still like Subway because it is the healthy option. And I was like, no, it's not. It can't be.
No.
None of the meat is meat. None of the food, none of the lettuce doesn't have E. coli.
Mm-hmm.
None
the
of
lettuce is going to get us.
It's bread.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't.
That should be
You're
their
the man
slogan.
that wrote the joke on it.
Well, I don't want to get into it too much, but I do think they should change their slogan from "Eat Fresh" to "It's Bread." And did you listen to that You probably listened to that interview on TikTok, right? Because that's where sort of.
Well, of course, that's where I get all my content.
The next generation of people. It's just. I just want people to understand that you can get real information from TikTok, right? But there is also important things like 4 faces will pop up and it's like it gives you a random phrase, right? And then the little emojis will spin around. So it's like, how do you have to say this? And it's like a pirate. And you're like, my wife left me because I wouldn't stop Googling Dita Von Teese. And then there's like a lion. And you're like, oh, my wife left me because I wouldn't stop Googling Dita Von Teese. And then there's a ghost. You're like, ooh, my wife left me because I wouldn't stop Googling Dita Von Teese. And then there's like a dancing guy, and you're like, cha, 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 my wife left me because I wouldn't stop Googling Dita Von Teese. And then people are commenting under it, and they're just saying, this is sus, or yes, Quinn, or ha. Those are the smart people that are going to run the next generation, and I've got only hope for them.
Yeah.
I am sus.
Well, of course.
They know it. They can see right through me.
They see through you. You are chuggy. You know what? You know what's chuggy? To call someone chuggy now.
Yeah. Now people are like,
that's
what?
how quickly, that's how quickly these things move. But some things last forever, and that is the comedic might of Steve Martin Short.
Oh. It's Saturday Night Live. Wait, sorry, wrong guy. It's Saturday Night Live with Mikey Day.
Mikey Day.
Funny that Michael Che gets his name first. I'm not saying he doesn't do anything. He's a writer on the show. He does more than most of these
Isn't
little
it alphabetic?
It's alphabetic, but it's just he's the first one. He's in one.
I think
sketch.
it's an alphabetic.
One sketch. Mikey. Yeah, because it's Michael Che and then Mikey Day.
Michael Che, then Mikey Day.
Mikey Day.
God, who's next? I wonder.
I don't think we'll ever know.
No.
So they bring out two hosts, and automatically the show just so much better.
It's just fun. You feel. You know what I felt? I felt a little at ease.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to worry. Mm-hmm. I felt a little at ease, Murphy, just because he's so confident. You know these guys are gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now,
don't you ever?
Are the sketches good? No. Maybe a couple are funny.
Yeah, and I remember all of them.
Are they all elevated by Steve and Martin? Yeah. I think so.
Do you think it helped that they had to have two kind of main characters in every sketch?
Yeah.
It changes the format a little.
A little bit. Well, I think it would have just been, instead of Steve or Martin, it would have been Mikey Day.
Mm-hmm. Or Michael Che.
I really can't think of anyone else that's on the show.
No.
But
it is my favorite show. I just can't. When I'm on the spot.
Yeah, I freeze up.
Mm-hmm. It's embarrassing, but it's true. It's really, really true.
You know what they would do?
What?
They would, instead of having both of them be funny, they would have one, say it's just Martin Short hosting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then the other guy...
It's just Martin Short hosting.
Thank you. Then the other guy is going to be Mikey Day, and Martin Short's going to be doing something crazy, and Mikey Day is going to be going like, okay, so you just danced on a table and fell off and fell into a vase.
What is happening?
Why is everyone crazy?
What is going on? Mom, Dad, you said your wedding would be different than this. And he's like, I'm just so wild and crazy. And people, before he even gets through it, are like just losing it.
Yeah.
Throwing chairs. They can't do that, though, because of course Steve Martin Short is there.
Right.
So they have to reference things that both of them are in.
Yes. Like a movie I've definitely seen and was understanding every reference to. Father of the Bride. It's just I don't know anymore, buddy. I don't know. I get so cynical about these things, don't I?
You do. And even candidly off microphone, when you don't want the fans to hear you kind of put your mask off. By the way, speaking of putting your mask off, you seen Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
You know who wouldn't be getting that?
Hmm.
Freaking YouTube editors.
Oh.
I mean, some of these shots last forever. It's not the quick jump cuts like YouTubers have.
No.
What?
No, you can't do that.
You
You can't talk bad. That
YouTube creators have done more for the cinema than Martin Scorsese ever did.
No, speaking of Martin Scorsese, Martin Short and Steve Martin hosted SNL.
Yes.
Just
It was
great, right?
awesome. It was awesome. It was so funny.
The show's different than it used to be, but it also didn't used to be genius like everyone talks about. And
No, of course not.
I know we keep saying that. I still laugh.
I laugh. I was laughing the whole time, the whole night through. But then you look at it, you're like, okay, so the end of the sketch is Santa wants speed.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the end of it. That's not like the twist of it, and then we go on to see more stuff happen. That's just it's one guy's angry, Santa's trying to calm him down, and then they want speed.
I have a question about that sketch.
Yes.
Which was a lot shorter than most of the other sketches that could have maybe swapped length places.
Yeah.
But when Steve Martin Short stands up,
yes.
did Steve Martin not know that was? I thought that was part of the sketch.
I thought it was too. Well,
but then they started going off book a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I would like to hear some kind of behind the scenes on that, because it did, as soon as he stood up, Steve Martin says, "I didn't know you had legs," or whatever. And it seemed like a very impromptu moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like
I just got them or something.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't for the audience.
And it seemed like Martin Short, being, I don't know, 80, was probably tired of being on his knees. So he was like, I have to get up.
They probably wanted him to walk over there on his knees.
Yeah. He's like,
and then he was just like, you're going to make me dance around in the next sketch, which makes no sense. You might as well let me stand up.
I mean, it was funny to see them kind of, they're almost breaking the whole sketch. So that's kind of fun. But then later in the sketch, he does like rush over and sit on the thing, like sit on Santa's throne with Santa.
But the funniest stuff was just them doing what they do together in their shows.
Yes.
When they just make fun of each other.
Yeah. It's always funny.
That's the funniest part.
Yeah.
Scatoo.
But you're right. You watch it and then you go, well, yeah, only like 2 sketches are ever like funny.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been the case.
Yeah. Something to think about, everyone out there.
Because our memory is the best of DVD.
Right.
Which is the best of an entire career at SNL.
Every sketch can't be Brian Fellows, everyone.
Just keep that in mind. Keep it in mind.
Every sketch can't be up there with the Fellows sketches. That's what's in your mind, but you forget. You forget the other 80 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Somewhere in my memory, Brian Fellows on the couches with a monkey, scaring Will Ferrell, making us laugh.
That brings us to our next segment. What'd you watch?
Home Alone.
I love that movie so much.
Well, I was over at my friend's house, and of course, he showed me his little play set, his little Home Alone dinky toy. And so, talking with the woman whom which I live, and I said, "Can we watch Home Alone?" She goes, I've never seen it."
What?
Basically. And I said, "What is with people not watching movies?" And she goes, "What'd you say?" And I said, "Oh, I was just talking to myself."
Yeah.
This guy online said he hadn't seen the 8 Mile,
Yeah.
And
Classic.
she goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, I like that." And I go, "What the?" So I said, "Can we please watch it? Because I have to watch 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Did you know there's 6 of them? I thought there was 5 of them.
You're skipping 4?
Maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. I got 12 days before Christmas. I don't know if a full 25% of those days can be Home Alone movies. The kid on the front annoys me, and I don't know if I care to see French Stewart.
That's the
Look what I can do. That's French Stewart.
Really? That's French Stewart?
Look what I can do.
All right. Yeah. So wait, so did she watched it and she liked it?
And she laughed. I didn't ask her if she liked it. I didn't want to know. But she did find it funny. But it is different if you watch this movie as a kid and you grow up saying, "I want to do that."
Yeah.
But she was shocked by the violence. And every time I watch it, I've had this too. And there's the Home Alone 2 people that say, like, he would have killed them. Yeah. Well, it's a cartoon. Yeah. But they are going to bite his fingers off. Like, they're going to kill this kid in the first one.
Yeah.
He's like, "We're going to burn your head with a torch and I'm going to melt your hands off." And then he's like, "I'm going to bite all your fingers off."
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "Yeah, yeah." And he puts his finger in his mouth.
Yeah.
And he's going to bite them off. Like, they're going to torture this child.
Well, this is after he's tortured them, yes?
Yeah, but it's so dark.
Well, I agree, but as you said, it's it's Tom and Jerry. It's not to be taken seriously.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Jerry doesn't have taste buds? So that's why they put all those chunks in the ice cream. Because he wants to feel the cold chunks, even though he can't taste them.
I did know that.
Yeah. Tom, on the other hand, he be snacking.
He's the kind of the crazy man behind all the intense flavor profiles. Yes.
Yeah. He goes and takes some of his medicine and then comes up with a couple.
And when you put potato chips and pretzels and other stuff and chocolate covered raisins and other stuff and banana fudge pudding and other stuff.
Merry Christmas, kid. Ding. They also ransack people's houses.
Sure.
And flood them. It's not even that they steal everything that they own, right?
You're looking at it from the lens of an adult.
And they flood just completely ruin people's lives.
Yeah. They don't care. They're criminals.
But they get caught.
Exactly.
The justice system works in this movie.
Yes. And then in a year, they're let out in New York.
You know what I like about after
the justice system.
And they're like, "We've been looking for used twos." Yeah. And it's like they have a history of criminality. But you know what I like about the third Home Alone more than this one? And there's a certain je ne sais quoi to the first one. Well, yeah, but in the third one, the kid,
the mom, actually.
Oh yeah, actually, and the dad when he forget, and also the dad forgets his pants.
Oh yeah.
Dad, you forgot your pants, and he's like, "Could you see mine?" And he goes, "Yeah." In the third one, they see
the cardboard cutout in the shower, and the parrot's like, "Come and see me naked," or whatever. And then and then the criminal lady is like,
she gets her pants ripped off.
Yeah, and then she straddles the old lady and like licks her face or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, jeez, Louise.
John Hughes was kind of at the end. He was at the end, and he was just like, "What have I always wanted to see?"
And then she said, "I left my heart in San Francisco."
Mhm.
You're like, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Because at the beginning, the old lady's like, "I left my bread in San Francisco," and I was like, "That I understand."
Yeah.
You did,
You did. You actually did.
and you brought home a race car and a bread bag.
Mm-hmm.
No, what I like about the movie,
okay, fine.
is that
Tell me.
his parents see that he was right.
Yes.
In the first one, all this stuff happens. They go to jail, and they come home, and he's like, "Hi," and she's like, "Sorry, we left you here." I'm like, "Don't you know what your son just went through?
Right.
You'll never know."
You'll never know.
But in the third one,
yeah,
all the police show up, and the guy goes up to the mom. Not to spoil the end, but at the very end, the cop comes up to the mom and goes, "Your son was right. There were criminals in the neighborhood."
Yes.
And he nods at her, and she nods at him. And he
you
goes,
have
"Mom."
Yeah, and somehow they managed to find a cuter kid than Macaulay.
Did we think it's possible in the whole world to find a kid cuter than Macaulay Culkin?
He is. What's that guy doing now?
Springer says what?
What? What? What? What do you? What? 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 Wait, what? What?
Nothing.
Hey.
Oh, nothing.
All right.
Maybe I should watch all of them.
Yeah.
There's a French Stewart one. There's one between them that I think I remember when it came out, but I got to get to the new one. I got to get to Home Sweet Home Alone or whatever.
Yeah. Did you watch that?
Nope, not yet. You like it? You think it's awesome?
No, I have never seen it.
Yep. What else did I watch?
Hey, we never talked about Glass Onion.
Yeah.
It's good.
Bring it up.
Well,
don't be scared. Talk about it.
We talked about. Well, we watched Glass Onion. You had seen it, and then I did get to see it, and then last week we talked about a bunch of other important stuff, so I didn't get to it. So I will just say that I did like it. So,
and people should check it out when it comes to Netflix.
When it comes to Netflix, definitely watch it. I'll say, I think, just my personal opinion, I think I like the first one a little more. But here's the thing. You know that with the first one, you don't exactly know what you're going to get. You know Rian Johnson. You know he's going to twist your little panties into a bunch. And
watch this.
Ow. You know he's going to have some twist on the genre.
Right.
But you don't know what. So that it's just kind of refreshing. You're like, oh, yeah, he told us who did it. And blah, 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 blah. Whatever. And then this one, it's hard to beat that, in my opinion.
Because you're not expecting it in the first one.
Yeah.
Or you don't know what to look for. Then you go, in this one you say, this man's going to twist the nipples of expectation once more.
Yeah.
But how do you twist the nipples of expectation when they are expecting to be twisted?
Exactly.
A little more difficult.
Yeah.
Got to be a little more clever. Maybe a little less clever.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have a couple issues with the movie, but I'm not going to say anything because I'm not sure if our listeners have seen the film, and I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. So I'll just leave it there.
They should see it because,
absolutely,
on the whole, it feels
good. Yeah, it is good. It is a good movie. It's one of those that you want to talk to someone about. And not just, you don't want to just talk to someone and be like, oh yeah, wasn't it so cool when the glass onion was actually rotten?
Easy now. Easy. Some of our viewers haven't seen the movie yet.
When Benoit Blink did bite into the onion. Why is your computer floating all around?
I knew you saw that.
I've been watching
and
it.
You went, because someone's holding my camera for me.
Oh, is that Larry?
Yeah, because a lot of times I have to put my computer on this pedestal, like some other things I've been told not to put on pedestal. And this time I just said, when we do the show, can you just hold the camera for me? Because sometimes I go out of frame or I'm scooting around or I'm fidgeting, so that, if I go like this. Thank you. Can you? All right. So you don't have to. It's just for our viewers, so they can always. It's very visual. I guess you have to go to our YouTube.
Guess you'll have to watch it on. That's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's on YouTube.
Also, Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special or holiday special. I did watch that a few weeks ago. That's pretty fun. If you're a fan, you should.
Did we
check
not talk
it out.
about that?
No, you and I talked about it, but we didn't talk about it on the show.
Pod?
No,
quite interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah,
but
I still haven't watched that.
It's fun. It's weird. It seems like they threw it together in a weekend, but it's fun. It's got all the charm of a classic holiday special, I'd say. It's worth checking out. It's very funny. Laughed out loud a couple times. What do you want? That's all you want.
Speaking of, I went to the Disney Plus app fully expecting to put on a Christmas movie. I went there and I said, something's going to be Christmas. I saw the Guardians Christmas special, and in my head I heard, it was good. It feels like they filmed it in a week. And I heard that in my head, and I went, get out of here. Shoot. Yeah, and I went down, tick, 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 and I found Muppets Christmas Carol. Tick, 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 tick. And we decided to put that on. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen the full thing.
I surely haven't.
There's 2 parts in the movie that are just so funny. I mean, the movie and it's all in all, it's a fun little Christmas. I'm not a big Muppet man. I enjoy the Muppets from time to time, but I didn't grow up with like I'm a gonzo. And then my parents have to call the police because I called them and I told them I'm a gonzo.
Right.
And they're like, where are you? And then the phone hangs up. So, but there is some funny stuff in this movie. I'm telling you. And people that have seen this before, they know. They go, Joey, yeah, we know. Where have you been? Well, I'm here to tell you I've caught up in the race. Okay, cool runnings. I've sped up my little bobsled and I'm right next to you now.
So I should check it out.
Put it on. Michael Caine's doing some of the best acting in a movie where he is the only human in the entire movie.
Oh, right, sure.
There's a bunch of little Muppets running around, and he has to act like that is real.
But they seem so real.
I mean, if I was on set with them, I would kind of forget there's a guy with their hand up their ass.
Well, speaking of Christmas Carol, I'll say that I did watch the modern take on the Christmas Carol, the sort of comedic spin, Spirited, over on Apple TV or whatever the hell, with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. And can I say, let's see, it's fun. Okay, it's fun. Are there a couple moments where you go, okay, we could have cut this. Okay, we don't need that. Yeah, of course. There's a lot, but then at the end they show an extra song that they did cut out of the movie, and you're like, well, that was the best song. So, because it is a musical. So if you don't like musical, your mileage may vary, as they say. But if you don't like Will Ferrell or Ryan Reynolds or musicals, you might as well just go ahead and throw Apple TV out because that's exactly what you're getting. But for me, an idiot, I liked it.
Is it the kind of cheeky musical songs where one of them's like, Just off the top, just if I had to say a lyric that I'm just thinking of off the dome, it just comes to me right away.
No, yeah.
Something like, Miss, and he's like, I want to see Claus's misses. And he goes, on this, you should maybe sit.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
You get what I mean.
I literally don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably like that.
Yeah, probably it is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's some catchy tunes. There's like halfway through, it forgets that it's a musical, and so do you. And then they start singing again. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. But it's fun. It's funny. It's sweet. It's got some good moments. What do you want from a Christmas movie? Do you want to feel something, or do you want to be like, yes, this is blah, 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 cinema? You know?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of these kind of classic Carol movies, you should watch, anyone out there for Christmas, you should watch An American Carol, which is, I think the synopsis is an anti-American filmmaker who's out to abolish the July 4th holiday is visited by three ghosts who try to change his perception of the country. You have people like Leslie Nielsen playing Osama bin Nielsen. You've got Kelsey Grammer in there. Trace Atkins playing the Angel of Death.
Jeez.
A guy named Brandon Alter playing a character named He's Much Fatter in Person. So, I don't know. Check out.
Oh my God.
Check out that one. It's a little off the beaten path, but I think you're going to like it.
Kevin Farley is the star of the movie.
Yeah, he plays the Michael Moore character.
Is it funny?
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Oh, one last thing that I watched. A little picture called Mixed Nuts.
The Fablemans. Oh, Mixed Nuts, yeah.
This is a Steve Martin movie. Nora Ephron written and directed. I think it was written as a play. I think it had to have been if it wasn't. Because it all takes place in one room, basically. It's got some really strange things. It is a Christmas movie, but I can't say that it's good, but it is interesting. There's a lot going on, and there's also nothing going on. Interesting, isn't it?
That's fascinating. And that's a Christmas film?
Yeah. It's called Mixed Nuts. Steve Martin runs a suicide hotline.
Yeah, sounds like
it's kind of incredibly dark, but they're playing it for laughs, kind of, but then also kind of not. It's quite strange. Quite strange.
I would like to watch it and maybe we could ask Steve Martin about it, but maybe speaking of sort of darkness, this is so crazy. I don't know if you've heard this. Steve Martin, when he's not acting, he's actually not funny.
Whoa.
He's actually very serious about his art.
Whoa.
He's not going to joke around with you. So if you think you're going to come up to him and go, hey, I saw you in the movie Mixed Nuts, and he's like, hey, I'll show you a mixed nut. He's not going to do that? No, he's going to go, oh, thank you. I see that you saw my movie Mixed Nuts.
That's it. That's all he's going to give?
That he's giving serious.
Something's got to give.
I guess. I don't know what your problem is.
Do you know the movie Bringing Down the House?
Yep.
With him and Queen Latifah?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best movie ever made.
And I thought he was old then.
God.
Hey,
Well,
did you watch Wednesday? About Wednesday Addams?
Oh, that docu series on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Bye.
Well, mostly because I don't give a shit.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.